Ladies and gentlemen, life is full of choices, and one of the most significant choices we will ever make is how we respond to the challenges, negativity, and toxic people we encounter. It is tempting to react when someone disrespects us, betrays our trust, or sows chaos in our lives. But let me tell you this, your greatest strength is not in reacting, it is in remaining silent and cutting off what no longer serves you. Mastering your reactions is one of the most empowering decisions you can make. In life, we are constantly faced with situations that test our patience, push our limits, and provoke our emotions. It is in these moments of tension that our true character is revealed, not in the events themselves, but in how we respond to them. To react impulsively is human, but to control your reactions is divine. It requires strength, wisdom, and a deep understanding of yourself. When you react emotionally, you give others a piece of your power. They dictate your mood, influence your behavior, and disrupt your peace. It's as though you've handed over the reins of your life to someone else, allowing their actions or words to govern your state of mind. But when you choose to remain calm and composed, you reclaim that power. You decide how much of your energy will be invested in a situation, and more importantly, how much of it won't. Think of your emotions as a powerful river. Uncontrolled, it can flood, destroy, and create chaos. But when channeled, it becomes a source of energy, fueling growth and purpose. The same principle applies to our reactions. When you allow every word, action, or circumstance to provoke an immediate response, you scatter your energy in 100 directions. But when you pause, reflect, and choose your response, you conserve your strength and direct it toward what truly matters. Controlling your reactions does not mean suppressing your emotions. It means managing them in a way that aligns with your values and long-term goals. Reacting out of anger, frustration, or fear often leads to regret. Words spoken in haste can wound deeply, and actions taken in the heat of the moment can have lasting consequences. But when you practice restraint, you create space to evaluate the situation objectively. You give yourself the gift of perspective. In challenging moments, silence becomes your greatest ally. It gives you time to breathe, to think, and to decide. A well-timed pause can diffuse tension, protect relationships, and maintain your integrity. Silence doesn't mean weakness, it means you are strong enough to resist the urge to retaliate, to prove a point, or to win an argument that doesn't serve you. Controlling your reactions also protects your mental and emotional health. Constantly reacting to negativity drains your energy and steals your joy. It entangles you in cycles of conflict and distraction that pull you away from your purpose. By choosing not to engage, you preserve your peace and protect your focus. You set boundaries not just for others, but for yourself. This practice requires discipline and intentionality. It is a skill cultivated through self-awareness and patience. You must learn to recognize your triggers, to pause before responding, and to choose actions that reflect your higher self. With time, controlling your reactions becomes second nature, and you realize that no one and nothing has the power to disturb your peace unless you allow it. Boundaries are an essential part of healthy relationships and personal well-being. They define where you end and others begin, creating a space where you can exist as your true self without being overwhelmed or diminished by the demands, expectations, or negative energy of others. While society often encourages selflessness and the idea of being there for everyone, it is crucial to understand that without healthy boundaries, you risk losing your sense of self, your peace, and ultimately your purpose. Boundaries are not walls, they are protective barriers that allow you to preserve your energy, maintain your integrity, and live a life aligned with your values. The value of boundaries lies in their ability to protect your emotional, mental, and physical health. In relationships, whether personal or professional, without boundaries, you become vulnerable to manipulation, burnout, and exploitation. People may unknowingly or intentionally take more from you than you can give. And if you are not clear about your limits, you may end up feeling resentful, exhausted, and even violated. Boundaries act as a shield that helps you determine what is acceptable and what is not empowering you to say no when necessary without guilt or fear of rejection. Setting boundaries also allows you to prioritize your well-being. Many of us are conditioned to please others, to put their needs before our own, or to avoid conflict at all costs. However, this often leads to personal sacrifice, neglecting your own needs and putting yourself last. Over time, this creates an imbalance in your life where you may feel disconnected from your own desires and passions. Boundaries allow you to take back control and honor your own time, energy, and space. By saying no when necessary, you create room for the things that truly matter to you, whether it's personal growth, self-care, or nurturing meaningful relationships. Boundaries also help to cultivate respect in relationships. When you establish and maintain clear boundaries, you teach others how to treat you. People are more likely to respect your needs, your time, and your space if you consistently communicate what is and isn't acceptable. A lack of boundaries, on the other hand, invites disrespect and can result in toxic dynamics where one person constantly oversteps or takes advantage of the other. By setting boundaries, you establish a sense of self-respect and teach others to do the same. Additionally, boundaries are a way of safeguarding your focus and energy. In a world filled with distractions, demands, and constant noise, it can be easy to lose track of your goals and your purpose. Without boundaries, you may find yourself caught up in other people's drama, expectations, or needs, leaving little room for your own growth or direction. Boundaries provide the necessary space for you to focus on what truly matters, to pursue your goals with intention, and to protect your time and energy from unnecessary interference. By valuing and setting boundaries, you reclaim your power. You stop allowing others to dictate your emotional state, and instead you take responsibility for your well-being. Boundaries give you permission to be your authentic self, to prioritize your needs without guilt, and to engage in relationships that are rooted in mutual respect and understanding. They are an act of self-love, not selfishness, and they are necessary for living a balanced, purposeful life. In life, words are powerful, but actions are the true measure of intent and character. It's easy to say things, to make promises, or to speak of good intentions, but it's the actions that follow that speak louder than any words ever could. Too often, we are deceived by smooth talk, by the eloquent promises of others, or even our own words of self-assurance. However, actions are the currency of trust and authenticity. What people do is a far clearer reflection of their values and intentions than what they say. Actions carry weight because they show the world your true commitment to what you believe. Words can be manipulated, distorted, or misunderstood, but actions speak with clarity and precision. Anyone can say they are committed to change, for instance, but it is through consistent behavior that we truly see if someone is living their words. A person who says they want to improve their health but continues to make unhealthy choices shows a disconnect between what they claim and what they do. Similarly, someone who promises loyalty but repeatedly betrays trust reveals the truth of their character through their actions, not their spoken assurances. Furthermore, actions have a lasting impact. Words may be fleeting, but the effects of actions endure. A kind word can lift someone's spirits for a moment, but a kind action, a gesture of help, support, or care can change the course of a day, a relationship, or even a life. Actions create tangible results. They lay the foundation for trust, for growth, and for long-term impact. In business, in relationships, or in personal development, results are driven by actions, not intentions or verbal affirmations. A person who consistently demonstrates their values through their actions creates a life of meaning and integrity, while words without action leave empty promises in their wake. This is particularly true when it comes to self-development. It's easy to talk about our aspirations, to speak about our dreams and plans, but it's our daily actions that determine whether we will ever bring those dreams to life. Words can be a catalyst, but only actions can turn potential into reality. Success isn't built on what we say we will do, it is built on the steps we take every single day. Every action, no matter how small, adds up over time to create momentum toward our goals. If we want to become better versions of ourselves, if we want to accomplish something meaningful, we must align our actions with our words. In relationships, actions define how we value and treat others. It is easy to say we care, but it is through consistent acts of kindness, understanding, and support that we demonstrate our love and respect. Words of love can easily be empty if not backed by actions that reflect those feelings. A partner who regularly takes time to listen, to show affection, and to show up when needed is demonstrating their love in a way that words alone never could. Similarly, a friend who shows up during difficult times or a colleague who consistently delivers on promises demonstrates their commitment far more effectively than someone who simply speaks about their intentions. In the end, actions reveal our true priorities. They expose where our heart is, where our focus lies, and what we value most. Words can be influenced by circumstances, by what we think others want to hear, or by fleeting emotions. But actions are a direct reflection of who we truly are and what we truly believe. When we speak less and do more, we not only build our credibility, but we also build lives that are richer in purpose, trust, and fulfillment. Self-worth and identity are the core foundations upon which we build our lives. They shape how we perceive ourselves, how we interact with the world, and how we allow others to treat us. Many of us spend a lifetime seeking validation from external sources, society, family, peers, or even social media, yet the true source of self-worth lies within. When we base our identity on the approval opinions of others, we give up control over our sense of self and our happiness. The moment we anchor our worth in external validation, we become vulnerable to disappointment, insecurity, and a sense of inadequacy. Understanding that your self-worth is intrinsic, not dependent on external factors, is liberating. Your value doesn't fluctuate with your successes or failures, with praise or criticism. It is inherent, a part of who you are. You are worthy not because of what you do, but because of who you are. This understanding allows you to embrace your true identity, free from the constraints of societal expectations, the weight of comparison, or the fear of judgment. Too often we fall into the trap of defining ourselves based on external achievements or the roles we play in life, whether it's our job, our social status, or even our relationships. These external markers of success or failure are not the true measure of our worth. If we identify solely with our career, our title, or the validation of others, we may feel lost or defeated when those things are no longer present or go unrecognized. True self-worth comes from understanding that who you are is not defined by what you do, but by the very essence of your being. When we learn to separate our identity from external measures of success, we create the space to truly know ourselves. Self-worth is about recognizing your inherent value and understanding that you deserve respect, kindness, and love not because you've earned it through accomplishments or fulfilling certain roles, but because you are a unique individual with qualities that are valuable in their own right. This shift in mindset is transformative because it frees us from the need to constantly prove ourselves to others. You no longer need validation from the outside world to affirm your worth. You give it to yourself. A deep sense of self-worth allows us to set healthy boundaries, to say no when something doesn't align with our values, and to stand firm in our decisions. It means rejecting the notion that we must please others at the expense of our own happiness. When we know our worth, we stop seeking approval and start living authentically. We become confident in our choices, comfortable in our own skin, and at peace with who we are. Identity is also rooted in acceptance, accepting ourselves as we are, flaws and all. Many of us struggle with self-acceptance, focusing on what we wish we could change or what we perceive as weaknesses. But true self-worth comes from embracing every part of ourselves, including our imperfections. These imperfections do not diminish us, they make us human. The journey to self-worth is not about perfection, but about accepting ourselves fully, loving ourselves unconditionally, and embracing the person we are becoming. When you understand your worth and are grounded in a strong sense of identity, you stop allowing others to dictate how you should feel about yourself. You stop seeking external approval and start defining your own value. You embrace your unique qualities, live in alignment with your truth, and move through the world with confidence and purpose. This clarity of self allows you to thrive in all areas of life, creating relationships, work, and experiences that reflect your true value. Guarding your energy is one of the most essential practices for maintaining your well-being and pursuing a life of purpose. In a world full of distractions, demands, and constant noise, it's easy to find yourself drained, overwhelmed, and lost in the hustle of everyday life. Our energy is limited, and how we use it determines the quality of our experiences, the depth of our relationships, and our ability to stay focused on what truly matters. Learning to protect and direct your energy is not just about saying no to things that drain you, but about consciously choosing where and how to invest your time and emotional resources. The first step in guarding your energy is becoming aware of where it goes. Many of us are unconscious of how much of our energy is spent on things that are unimportant or even harmful. We allow ourselves to get caught up in petty conflicts, negative environments, or people who drain us instead of uplifting us. If we spend too much time in these situations, our energy reserves become depleted, and we are left feeling exhausted, unmotivated, and disconnected from our own purpose. So we need to examine our lives and identify the places, activities, and people that deplete our energy. Once we recognize them, we can make a conscious choice to limit their influence or remove them from our lives entirely. One of the most powerful ways to guard your energy is by setting boundaries. Boundaries are not just about protecting your time, they are about preserving your emotional and mental well-being. When you allow others to constantly take from you, whether through demands, criticisms, or negative energy, you create an imbalance. Boundaries ensure that you have the space to protect your inner peace. This can mean saying no to invitations that you know will drain you, limiting your exposure to toxic people, or creating physical space for rest and reflection. Boundaries allow you to conserve your energy for what matters most, rather than constantly being pulled in different directions. Another key element in guarding your energy is practicing mindfulness. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to get lost in thoughts about the past or worries about the future. These mental distractions can rob us of our present energy, leaving us scattered and unfocused. Mindfulness helps us stay grounded in the present moment, conserving our energy and allowing us to make decisions with clarity. It allows us to respond rather than react, to choose our actions thoughtfully instead of impulsively, and to direct our attention to what is truly important. By being mindful of our thoughts and actions, we ensure that we are using our energy intentionally rather than letting it slip away on inconsequential matters. As guarding your energy also involves nurturing your physical health. Our bodies are the vessels through which we interact with the world, and if we neglect our physical well-being, our energy will naturally diminish. Adequate sleep, regular exercise, healthy eating, and time spent in nature are all essential to maintaining the energy we need to pursue our goals and passions. When our bodies are well cared for, our minds and spirits are better equipped to handle the demands of life. Lastly, guarding your energy requires discernment. Not every opportunity, relationship, or experience is worth your time and energy. You must learn to evaluate what aligns with your values and goals. It's important to be selective about where you invest your energy. You have the power to say yes or no, to choose what nourishes you and what drains you. Trust your intuition when it tells you that something or someone is not right for you. Your energy is precious, and you deserve to spend it on things that propel you forward, that inspire and rejuvenate you, and that bring you closer to your higher purpose. By guarding your energy, you create space for personal growth, deeper connections, and greater fulfillment. You stop allowing external forces to control your emotional state and start taking charge of your own life. When you protect your energy, you protect your peace, your purpose, and your potential. In a world that constantly demands more work, more social interaction, more accomplishments, it can be difficult to appreciate the true power of stillness. Yet, it is in the moments of quiet, in the times of pause and reflection, that we often find our greatest clarity and strength. Stillness is not a passive act, nor is it a sign of weakness. It is a conscious choice to step away from the noise of the world and reconnect with our inner selves. In stillness, we regain perspective, reconnect with our purpose, and find the energy we need to move forward with intention. When we embrace stillness, we allow ourselves the opportunity to slow down and breathe. In the rush of daily life, we often operate on autopilot, reacting to external circumstances without truly considering the bigger picture. So we move from one task to the next, one obligation to another, often feeling as though we are running in circles. Stillness offers us the space to step back, to observe our thoughts and actions without judgment, and to realign ourselves with our deeper purpose. It is in these moments of reflection that we find the clarity to make decisions with greater wisdom, to understand our true desires, and to identify what is truly important. Stillness also allows us to reconnect with our emotions. In a world that often values productivity over presence, we can become disconnected from how we are truly feeling. We might push our emotions aside in the name of getting things done, or we may ignore our inner needs because they seem unimportant compared to external demands. But in the silence, we can tune into our emotional state, acknowledging the fears, hopes, and desires that lie beneath the surface. This emotional awareness allows us to make better decisions, set healthier boundaries, and align our actions with what is most authentic to us. Moreover, stillness cultivates peace. The constant chatter of our thoughts, the distractions that pull us in different directions, and the noise of the world can create inner turmoil. In these moments, it becomes difficult to find calm or to experience true peace of mind. Stillness, however, helps us quiet the internal noise and return to a state of balance. This sense of peace is not just the absence of external noise, it is an internal calm that helps us manage stress, anxiety, and uncertainty. When we make stillness a regular practice, we create a reservoir of inner peace that we can draw from in moments of chaos or challenge. Furthermore, stillness fosters creativity. When we constantly rush from one task to the next, we often limit our ability to think outside the box or to come up with innovative ideas. In stillness, however, our minds are free to wander, to make new connections, and to explore ideas that we might not otherwise consider. It is in moments of quiet that our most inspired thoughts and solutions often emerge. The power of stillness lies in its ability to open space for new possibilities, for growth, and for transformation. Finally, stillness is essential for renewal. Just as the body requires rest to heal and regenerate, the mind and spirit also need periods of stillness to recharge. In our fast-paced world, it is easy to burn out, to feel exhausted or disconnected. Stillness gives us the time and space to replenish our energy, to restore our sense of balance, and to reconnect with the things that bring us joy and fulfillment. By taking the time to embrace stillness, we honor our need for rest and rejuvenation, allowing us to approach life with greater vitality and enthusiasm. In stillness, we find strength, clarity, peace, and creativity. It is in these quiet moments that we come to understand ourselves more deeply and align ourselves with our true purpose. Stillness is not an absence, it is a presence, a powerful force that enables us to grow, heal, and thrive. In conclusion, embracing stillness, guarding our energy, understanding our self-worth, aligning our actions with our words, and setting clear boundaries are all integral components of living a purposeful and fulfilling life. These practices empower us to navigate life with intention, clarity, and resilience. When we learn to value our inner peace and maintain control over our energy, we create space for growth, deeper connections, and self-discovery. By recognizing the power of our actions over words, we establish a life rooted in authenticity and integrity. Ultimately, our journey is about cultivating a strong sense of self, protecting our peace, and living in alignment with our deepest values, so that we may experience true fulfillment and impact the world around us in a meaningful way.